What's going on, everyone? Gilman with the Wellthy Stocks, back with another video taking a look at Tesla and NIO. So we'll take a look at Tesla first, NIO second, depending on which one you're interested in, or if you're interested in both, feel free to stick around for the whole video. But essentially, we'll take a look at how the stock's been trading, some key support and resistance levels that we are looking out for, and based on that, what we think the future of these stocks could look like. So real quick, if you enjoy videos like this, hit that like button down below, subscribe to my channel, and comment what your thoughts on Tesla or NIO are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down in the comment section. So wasting no time, let me hit record. We will get right into it. Like I said, we'll take a look at Tesla first, and then we'll take a look at NIO as well, and kind of see how the stock traded. So let me get rid of the indicators here. So if you guys remember from the previous video, right, we were talking about the stock closing kind of in the high 650s, and we were talking about the 658 level as a level of support that we were looking at, and the 678 as the next level of resistance that we were looking at. So what we saw in the pre-market today is kind of a little bit of a gap up, a pretty flat open. And then right before market open, we pushed up from 665 to 675, right? Which is kind of getting really close to the 678 level. And then we pushed up at the 678, made a high of 681. Now this line, remember, it's 678, but really it's, high 670s, low 680s that I was kind of watching out for to see if we find a bounce or not. So we went up, hit that, came down. When we went up, now this time we couldn't even make it exactly to this level. We got rejected a little bit before that, right? And we put the VWAP on and we'll get an idea. So as you can see here, it was bouncing out VWAP, broke below, came above, and then broke below VWAP, right? And then we saw a pretty decent sell-off. We went from 677 to 660s. Didn't quite make it to this 658, right? But again, it's about $1.50 off. And then we pushed up, and then for the rest of the day, we were pretty sideways, right? Between 665 and 670, and then a little bit of a sell-off to end the day at 662. So not a terrible day for Tesla, up $1.92. Like I said, Tesla is becoming a lot more stable of a stock after being added to the S&P 500. It's not having those huge swings that we are used to, which is great. As you can see, we're trading perfectly within these two ranges of the two horizontal lines that we have on this graph. Between 678 and 658, we got a bounce off of 660, and then a resistance off of 680. So pretty close to the levels that we have drawn. We could move this line up just a little bit to 680. We could move this up about $1 to 660 as well, but I'm going to leave them for now and kind of just keep that in mind. About that dollar difference. Let's take a look at the EMAs and see what we see. So another day where we closed above the 8 EMA, right? That's pretty good. That's what we're looking out for in the stock. That 8 EMA comes in right at 651. Like I said, right, we've closed above the 8 EMA other than this day on 12/22, where we closed $3 below. Even then it was only $3 below, right? We've closed above the 8 EMA. Even on days where we've been terribly below it, like here, we've closed above it. Days where we've fallen below, we've closed above it. So that's really important to me, is we close above the 8 EMA. And then taking a look at the moving averages on the 4-hour chart, what we see is, right, where we've been above the 50-day 4-hour moving average today, which is, great news for the stock, I think. We were above it on Thursday as well, dipped below it for one day, but always make sure that we close above the 50-day moving average. So that's something that I'm looking at as well. If it dips below it, I'm looking for that push up above the 8 EMA and above the 50-day moving average on the 4-hour chart. So that's what I see with the stock overall. Been trading pretty nicely in my opinion. What we see in our candles is that resistance at 678 and then 658. So moving up, what I'm looking at is, again, a push towards this 678. If we see a green day, if we can break kind of 678, 680s, make a push towards 695, right? And then 700 being that next mental resistance. On the downside, we've got the low of today coming in at 660, which kind of really nicely coincides with the 658, and then that 641 level coming in right after. We've got the 8 EMA in between those at 651. So 658, 651, 641 are my levels to watch if we go down. Similarly with the 4-hour chart, or the 50 moving average on the 4-hour chart. Now let's take a look at NIO and see what we see. So another red day for NIO. We're down about $1.71, which is 3.74%. So let's take a look at how NIO traded and kind of see if we can get an idea of what it wants to do moving forward. So let's take a look back at where it closed, right? When we closed, we were below this channel. So we were talking about potentially either having that channel as a resistance level or potentially going above it and then it being support. So what we see here is, right, in the pre-market, we were above it. So the level I was watching is 46, which we got a little bounce right here at the beginning, but then boom, broke through. And then when it tried to push back into it, it couldn't. Tried another right there a couple times, couldn't quite make it. So then that led to a little bit of a sell-off from the 46 to mid 43s. And then like Tesla, it gained a little bit, but then ultimately, you know, was pretty flat for the like last couple hours, trading between $44.50 and $44. And then ending the day at 44.06, which is down $1.71, 3.74%. So what do we see on NIO on the daily chart? I know we have a bunch of lines, but trust me, they all mean something if you are a new watcher. We're watching these lines as levels of support or resistance, depending on where the stock is. So a couple things I want to point out here. First thing, we kind of saw this level hold barely, but the downward pressure was there, so we broke below it, right? What am I wanting from the stock moving forward? The first and foremost, I want to point out that we are perfectly sitting at the 34 EMA. Just like we were sitting right at the 21 EMA there at 45.56. Now we're sitting at the 34 EMA in the high 43s. That's the level that I'm watching. That's my first and like foremost concern, is that it holds the 34 EMA in the 43s. I personally am hoping that it will. I know that we have NIO Day coming up in a little more than a week, so I am bullish on the stock, but I mean, we've got 3 red candles making lower highs and lower lows during that time. So that is something that concerns me. But you know, that's what I'm watching. I'm watching for the 34 EMA to hold at 43.72 and then it push up towards the mid 45s and overtake that 21 EMA. These lines that we have are also levels of support, right? So we're at 44 right now. If we see NIO selling off again tomorrow, first level I'm watching is the 34 EMA at 43.71. That's only 30 cents away though. And then the next point is 42.38. And if that doesn't hold, then we've got one in the 39s, or excuse me, at $40.71. So first level is this EMA right here, 43.71. 42.38 is the next level, and then $40.71 is the level after that. And then if we were to push up, I'm watching to see if we can capture that 21 EMA at 45.43. If we can, I want to see it push towards that 46 level, and then hopefully 47.34 and 49. I'm hoping for a break of $50 by NIO Day, which is late next week. So again, I am bullish on the stock, my own stock. If it can hold the 34 EMA tomorrow and make a push towards that 21 EMA, I might consider even adding to my stock position. And then I'm playing some vertical put spreads expiring in January. So hopefully NIO Day gives it a nice needed push, as it's had a couple of red days as we see a little bit of profit taking, which was kind of expected, right? We ran up from 39 to 49 in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. So we've had a couple red days after that. But I do really hope that, you know, this 34 EMA holds. And then we start to push right back up, or worst case, if we see a little bit more of a sell-off, that this 42.38 level holds, so we can push up and kind of gear that momentum and positive movement towards NIO Day. Hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, drop a like on the video, subscribe to my channel if you are new, and comment down below what your thoughts on NIO and Tesla are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day, and until next time.